Brian Fischer is going to weigh in on the U.S.-Iran nuclear peace deal. This ought to be interesting. Let's listen.
Now, what did Barack Obama and John Kerry just do to Israel? They just dishonored Israel. They just dishonored the descendants of Abraham. And God was very clear. He's never changed his mind. He's never revoked this promise from Genesis 12:3. I will bless Abraham. He says to Abraham, I will bless those who bless you. That's plural. Everybody who blesses you, I will bless them. But then he gets singular, and him, in other words, every single individual, every single nation who dishonors you, I will curse. So my point quite simply is if we take God at his word, and I do, and I hope you do too, if we bless Israel, God will bless us. If we dishonor Israel, God will withdraw his blessing from us and replace that with a curse.
I will curse America for the Iran peace deal. That's what God is saying, according to Brian Fischer. I will curse America for the Iran peace deal. So Jesus is really angry that we found peace. What a genius Brian Fischer is, let me tell you. I believe it's Mark 7, lines 4 to 12. Thou shalt bomb everybody in sight and fuck Iran. That's what it is, right? Or was it God, the one that's saying, bomb, 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 bomb Iran? Was that God or John McCain in 08? I don't remember. No, but see, this is what I mean when I say these guys, they're not serious people. It's like, he's a fundamentalist Christian who has no idea what Jesus would like. Yet, you know what Jesus would like? Universal health care. You know what Brian Fischer hates? Universal health care. You know what else Jesus would like? Social safety net programs that look after the poor and the downtrodden and the hungry and the poverty-stricken. You know what Brian Fischer hates? All of those things. The dude is like, yeah, just every program that helps the poor, gut it, give all the money to the rich. That's what I'm in favor of. Just like in the mold of Jesus Christ. Again, I believe this one is Psalms 12. He says, thou shalt not tax the rich. Thou shalt make the poor give more to the rich. Now, here's what's actually going on here, because I'm being tongue-in-cheek to an extent, because it's actually a well-established fact that all the fundamentalist Christian conservatives, so Brian Fischer, Pat Robertson, John Hagee, Jerry Falwell, he's gone now, but when he was alive, none of them want peace in the Middle East. In fact, I remember back when Glenn Beck was on CNN Headline News, he did an interview with John Hagee, and he said, Pastor Hagee, if we could get a peace deal today, right now with Iran, with Israel-Palestine, by doing a 50-50 two-state solution, if we could get a peace deal today, would you say yes? John Hagee said no. And his reasoning was, in biblical prophecy, the land that is Israel, it's all Israel. That means that even that little sliver that the Palestinians have left, right, the 20 to 25% of the land that used to be theirs, okay, it was all theirs, and then Israel got it in the partition plan under the UN in the 1940s. And then since they got kicked off, the Palestinians got kicked off their land, Israel has expanded and expanded more and expanded more and expanded more to the point where now they have about 20 to 25% of the land. So John Hagee looked at that and said, no, even that last 25%, wipe them off the fucking map. We don't want peace. Get rid of the Palestinians by any means necessary. That land is supposed to be Israel. It's supposed to be all Jewish, because in the Bible, when the prophecy happens, it is Israel, and then God comes down, and then they have the rapture and all that goofy nonsense. So they actually don't want peace in the Middle East. Brian Fischer doesn't want it. John Hagee doesn't want it. Pat Robertson doesn't want it. So anytime they weigh in on these conversations about the Middle East, just know they're not interested in peace. People who don't believe in this silly afterlife where there's like little naked babies playing the fucking harp and everybody's, it's heaven and you're on a cloud watching a football game with God or whatever. No, people who don't believe in that, people who are rationalists, or even people who don't know if that exists, okay? Even those people have to look at these conservative Christians and say, get out of the room, you bumbling idiot. Because if you're so sure that the next life is going to be paradise, then it's not like you would try to ward off the apocalypse with everything you got, because it might be a better place later. In fact, you think it is a better place later. So if there's a nuclear war that happens because of some tactical maneuvers the U.S. or Israel happens to make, well, so be it. So that's what's really going on here, and it's kind of pathetic.